Marie Antoinette allegedly said, "Let them eat cake." Now, historians say she never really said it. Fast forward to our time, and you got Monsieur Zuckerberg, who is Zuckerberg over at Facebook, who allegedly made a comment in which he said, in regards to the boycotts, quote, "We're not going to change our policies or approach on anything because of a threat to a small percent of our revenue or to any percent of our revenue." All right, Dan Howley. Mr. Zuckerberg should take a lesson from history regarding Marie Antoinette, whether she said it or not, right?
Yeah, this is something that Zuckerberg seems to have said within a company briefing or company meeting internally, and it naturally has gotten out, and it really is kind of speaks to the way that this company views advertisers and views issues that it faces. The big thing about this ad boycott, and it's 200 plus companies now, is that is still an incredibly small fraction of the number of companies that actually do business with Facebook. We're talking at least 8 million advertisers working with the company. So 200 something is a drop in the bucket. Despite the fact that these are large companies, it means that they're not really contributing as much to Facebook as one might think. We're looking at Coca-Cola, we're looking at Clorox, Starbucks. It's not as much money as you would think that is coming from these firms. It's really those small companies. So the fact that Facebook is such a juggernaut, it reaches 2.5 billion people, Zuckerberg is probably right in saying that these companies will eventually return to the platform. I mean, it's a sad truth, but it's a reality.
Yeah, Dan, that's an excellent point, because I think the latest number is 70% of Facebook's ad revenue comes from small and medium businesses. So to your exact point, it's not the household names. It's really the DTC brands that make their entire living off of Facebook ads, right? No one would know about a new pajama startup if it weren't for all the Facebook and Instagram ads that we were being bombarded with on a daily basis. So if you think about that whole business model, and to be honest, Facebook's investment in making sure that the small businesses can see a return on that sort of investment early on, I think that just shows, sure, it's great that over 250 companies now, very high profile, very big name companies have joined this campaign, Stop Hate for Profit. But I do feel, unfortunately, that perhaps it's not going to be a sustained change. I want to note one report from yesterday, actually. There's an anonymous app called Blind for tech employees. They have to register with their company email, and they kind of answer surveys and respond to kind of zeitgeisty conversations. And yesterday, there was actually a poll that came out that 42% of Facebook employees on the Blind platform actually said that they are very concerned about advertisers pulling ads off the platform. So if you think about the hubris that Zuckerberg demonstrated in that call, clearly a good chunk of his employees embody that. They're cut from the same cloth. They say, where else are these advertisers going to go? Sure, there's Amazon that's growing. Sure, Google is kind of the bellwether here. Maybe they'll dabble in interesting platforms, but ultimately we're the go-to destination. We have shown that we can have that massive reach. But I do feel like this is something that is going to be a developing story. And we have seen sort of defecting Facebook employees, right, who have expressed concern with the sort of strategy that Zuckerberg has touted.
Yeah, and I think one of the other important things to look at here, and this may be my cynical side coming out, but a lot of companies are cutting back on their advertising spending. So they may be able to jump on this bandwagon, say that they're supporting this cause, the Stop Hate for Profit campaign, which is supported by several civil rights groups. They may be able to jump on and say, look, we support this as well, while still cutting back on the amount of money that they have to put into their marketing budgets, because that's been something that's been talked about as a result of COVID. When there's a recession or there's an economic downturn, some of the first things that companies cut are their marketing budgets, and we've seen that. So I think that's something that some of these companies may be able to lean into while still saying that they're supporting this cause.
And to sum all of this up, FB is perhaps 19 letters short of how a lot of people feel the company treats folks.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.